Welcome, friends, to the Academy once more. Today we return to Wizards and Wardrobes, where we have been torturing our guys a little bit, but it's been a lot of fun. Now, today we start at a slightly later time. I hope this is a good time for everyone. It is a good time for us to begin. Welcome everyone in chat. I see all your names popping up down there. Thank you all for coming by. Guys, we have had a massive overhaul of our Discord channel today. We have made it like the Academy proper, to embrace the Academy and bring it into our lives. No longer is it a one-a-month thing. The Academy is now all the time. And that will continue going forward. If you guys would like to check that out, hit that button. Go and check out the Discord. It's really cool. YouTube is completely up to date. I'm waiting until 24 hours are up to press publish on the last episode we did last night. So that is entirely up to date. And if you want to get a game, if you want to come and join in one of our one-shots, get on Twitter and send me a message. There is some new content on our Patreon. If you guys head in, any patron can view a video that me and Kiana made last week in a one-on-one D&D session that we recorded. We didn't stream. And that is background for Turnuk's story for tomorrow's Barovia One-Shot Wonder finale. I recommend it. We also are giving away golden merch to our top tier patrons. So we've had two so far, one hoodie and one t-shirt, a $25 and a $50 patron. And there is going to be more. It's a black with a golden emblem, which is exclusive. It's not available on our merchandise site, which is here. And we are currently having a competition where we are giving away not only sketchbooks, Academy logo sketchbooks. You can see there's an A5 sketchbook there, and Academy notepads for all your notes you take during lectures, but also nearly went over an Academy t-shirt. Much like this one that I will be wearing to the Maze Arcana meetup on Thursday, so that'd be cool. It's at the Secret Weapon Loading Bar. See you guys there, 6 p.m. I think that's me. I've plugged everything I can plug. Like I say, check out the Discord. I've completely overhauled it just today. So yeah. Yes. Okay, so you guys, let's go and find our friends. Oh, hi, guys. You are live.
Hey.
What's going on?
So, let's go round. Would anyone like to volunteer to do the recap?
I can. I made notes this week.
There we go. In future, I think we'll make a little game out of this somehow that we'll do in the prep. I like that idea.
Official notes.
Yeah. Wow. You've made more notes than I have. I'm not even joking. Like that. This is today's notes. Like, well done. You beat me.
Oh no.
I did doodles too. I don't know if it's gonna show them.
Oh yeah, I saw the doodles. They stayed there for a second. Okay, so in that case, Charlie, we will do you last, and we will start instead with Tahina, who plays Faja Flamemane.
Hey guys, I'm Tahina. I play Faja Flamemane, the daughter of the desert. Fire Genasi Druid, now level 2. Should I do some kind of recap? No. Charlie's doing all that.
Yeah, you can do Charlie do the whole recap. Daughter of the Desert. I think that tells everyone enough that they need to know. And so next up then, we have Slade, or Crit Dice Gaming, who is playing Lucian Caveborn.
Hi, I'm playing Lucian, the chosen one. He was said to destroy the desert. And I'm looking forward to today, especially with the way things ended last time, with me in the clutches of Kalik. Surely it's all going to go right, surely. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Leads nicely onto Chorus, who plays a troublemaker. I mean, Kellic, Bonewalker.
I am Killick a Bonewalker. I am a Goliath Bar Barian. And right now, he's just a very cranky guy right now. He's very upset with this his situation, and hopefully he finds something to cling on to that's not Lucian's neck. So
Would be good, not Lucian's neck.
Yeah.
Also, perhaps you could leave Ahmed alone. Who knows?
Listen, he is going to be killed one day. I swear. That assassin is not gonna live.
Well, that leaves us with Dave Tulip, played by Charlie or Frost from Fire.
It's a me. Alright, so last session we finally made it across the desert to be welcomed into this hold in the hope of getting assistance for good old Kellic, who had been viciously poisoned. And then everything went wrong because as we crossed the threshold, yes, that's the word. We crossed the threshold. Lucian disappears. The chosen one, whose ticket we were riding on to get into this building, disappeared, and actually no one really cared. Everyone kind of just wandered in, figuring he was going to show up, because shenanigans is kind of the key word when it comes to this desert. Once inside, Falja and the mistress of the keep, who I think was called something like Ileana. I've written down Ileana, but I think I made that up.
Ileana, yeah. Ileana.
Yes, close. Ileana. And they have a fairly political conversation as Falja is not super comfortable with being here with the assassins, having closer associations with the orcs who politically oppose, so to speak. We find out the rules of the hold, whereby we're not to fight and not to use magic in the walls, and invited to a feast. And then we cut to Lucian, who was swimming either in the sky or in an ocean. It was very strange and very dreamlike. A golden light out there for him that he swam towards, holding his breath. And he sees a vision of a man with a golden sword and ants swarming out of a temple. That's all I wrote down. I don't remember what else was to do with this vision. That's all I wrote down. And he ends up seeing this golden sword in the light, swimming towards it and grasping it. And as he does, taking a breath, having held his breath for far too long, he plummets from the sky down through the roof of the hold and into the bed, the sword slamming in point down next to him. And the entire hold goes nuts, thinking they're under attack. And we all charge about, we all get hyped up, and we go into the hold mistress's bedroom, and there's Lucian in her bed, which really didn't surprise anyone, although it probably should have. And this just reinforces for the people of the hold that Lucian is clearly the chosen one. And we're all invited down to a feast. Lucian, however, has a bit of a bad leg because he fell a long way from the sky. And he's taken off to the medical ward where Kellic is also healing. And there he meets a nurse who is very into his chosen one bit. We enjoy the feast as best we can, but Lucian is desperately trying to catch up with the group and figure out how the hell he's going to get out of this, because he's pretty sure he's not the chosen one. We enjoy bugs, we enjoy alcoholic goat's milk. Kellic gets really drunk suddenly and passes out. And yeah, we kind of take our leave to catch up with Lucian and figure out what's going on. And Kellic ends up in a competition with the assassin in our absence. His one true love, Ahmed.
No, that is not the case.
But
That is revisionist history. This
in
is
the
bullshit.
test of strength with spears, Ahmed bails early and offends Kellic, who believes the true honorable fight is to a rather more bitter end, and that he's basically been kind of let off lightly and is kind of deeply hurt and besmirched by this idea. Lucian is still getting chatted up by the nurse, who really wants to take him to see her well and have a good old spear fight with him as well. And Dave sees writing on a wall as Falja talks about her own visions and prophecies of phoenixes in the desert. And the wall tells Dave that Kenkus could fly or die. It wasn't very clear, but she was hoping on fly. And having seen all of the magic and all of the shenanigans and all of these weird and wonderful things going on, she decides today is the day to go up on the roof, set herself on fire, become the phoenix, and fly. We also gained a lot of information suggesting that there was a wizard behind the creation of this place, or rather the destruction of the water in this place. And we see pictures of someone who could be Thelodius, who is the gentleman that hired us to come to the desert, or most of us to come to the desert. So yeah, we've all kind of got a little bit of information, we all got a little bit of misinformation, and general chaos and shenanigans ensued.
Yeah.
And I think we left off with Dave slightly smoking, having tried to explain to everyone that she tried to be a phoenix, Lucian panicking because everyone is now convinced he's the chosen one, and Kellic sulking because he's had his honor besmirched yet again by these wily assassins.
So, the way I see it, it was a fairly good place to go to bed. It was an end of a night drinking. You were all pretty injured. Is there anything that any of you would have liked to have done before you went to bed? If so, speak now. This is your opportunity. Otherwise, we'll just carry on to the next morning.
Oh, I forgot. After Dave jumped off the roof on fire and technically died, a gentleman appeared walking through a portal and told her this was not the time for her to die. And smoking his pipe, kind of Gandalfed that he knew more and was super powerful, and created his own portal and stepped back out of there. So there are many players in this shenanigans. Shenanigree. Yes, that's the word I'm going to use now.
I thought you'd forgotten him.
No! No.
I think I might have something. Not when we go to sleep, but Kellic's gonna try to wake up earlier than most if he can.
Well, one of your party might beat you to that.
Okay.
Because Forja contacted me earlier about waking up early.
Oh, well.
The early bird.
Very well.
So Forja, after having gone to bed, sleeps for maybe an hour or two. Not very long. She's tossing and turning, having weird dreams about falling stars and fire and phoenixes and strangers appearing and assassins. And she wakes up and she feels brimmed, full with energy, with new powers coursing through her veins. And she feels the siren call of the desert calling her out into the dunes. And she very silently gets out of bed, grabs her stuff, and moves through the halls like a ghost in the night, walking up to the guards at the front of the hold. And
They nod and let you pass.
Oh, perfect. I will be back in time for breakfast, she says to them. And this is then outside of the hold, as soon as she's out of the hold's threshold, basically, she lets the power that she feels run free, and her form dissolves in fire. And instead of her humanoid form, there is a jackal standing on the sand floor, and it's "Arr!" and then runs off into the dunes. And for quite some time, now and then, the guards can hear a howl echoing out of the dunes, and then they feel a waft of heat in the darkness and smell something burning and acrid. And after a few hours, when the sun just kisses the sky with the first rays of morning, Forja saunters out of the desert with this very pleased smile on her face. And she nods at the guards and says, "I'll heed my promise. No magic inside of your home." And goes over the threshold and looks for breakfast and her friends. And in her hand, she cradles something. She will look for Dave Tulip, her bird friend.
Dave is probably heard before she's seen instinctively, the second that sun hits the horizon line, she's kind of sat up in bed and chirps and cries that she'd heard around the city. The sounds of mourning are coming out of her mouth. The sound of a cart passing over cobbles, just erupting out. She's not even entirely conscious that she does this. This is just one of those things that was always part of her life, part of just being a bird waking up in the city. And she's definitely confused as she looks around and doesn't see the familiar chimney stacks and open the sky above her. And she remembers the desert and feels the heat of the morning already ebbing in from the sun, and smells a slight singe that still was on her feathers from her Phoenix expedition the day before. She's happy when she sees Falja and chirps at a sleepy, "I like you," sending her wings out and kind of getting ready to be awake and get on with whatever this day in the desert brings.
As you are lying in bed and stretching, Falja comes over to you on silent feet, going on down on your eye level basically, and then holds out her hand to you. And you can see on her hand nestled is a pendant. It's made out of glass. It looks basically like a bird with spread wings, and the feathers are stylized flames. So it starts pure black in the middle, like a kenku body, and then transforms into bright flame on the sides. And it has this small loop at the back of his neck, and she pulls out this leather thong and loops it through and puts it over your head and knots it so it hangs at perfect height. I know you're looking for the phoenix, and so I wanted to help you. I went out there following my mother's call, and this is what I found in the flames.
Dave holds it, and the eyes are huge. Ooh, shiny, tasty, and just her general happy emotives just coming out of her mouth as she looks at it, and then she looks up at Falja, and there's a much kind of deeper emotion there, as a kind of joy, but also the sadness, and she throws her wings around her fiery friend for a big hug.
For one moment, Falja is first and then she gladly accepts the hug and says, I know yesterday was very harrowing for you, and the time might not be right for you to find your wings, but I promise I will help you find them, and I will free your voice from whoever stole it. You're my friend. I will help you.
When they finally kind of part from the hug, Dave kind of hops from one foot to the other and goes and gets her coat of many pockets and puts that on. And she hunts through, but she kind of doesn't have anything to give Falja today. She gave away the good button yesterday.
I see you go through your pockets, and I very gently take your hands, and then I say, you don't need to give me anything for this. This is a gift of friendship. You're my first friend. I only heard of this word, and I never knew what it meant. But together we will find out. I am sure.
She tilts her head and says, "You're my first friend," and gives you another hug. And then her wing goes back into her pocket, and she brings out this tiny creature, which is mostly matted fur as far as Falja can tell. And she reaches into another pocket, and there's some sort of crumb that comes out and is kind of poked at the creature until it disappears. As this crumb is being eaten, the creature kind of sits up, and you see tiny pink feet and a tiny pink nose and a coil of a tail, and it's some sort of really ugly rat.
I say, oh, what is it? Is it your friend? Is girl or boy? She says. Your friend?
Girl.
Girl.
and she kind of pats the creature, and a little flea hops off and just disappears into the bedroom.
Faja was moving her hand as if to pet the creature, and it's like, very cute.
Tasty, very cute.
Oh, tasty. I could do some breakfast. How about you? Let's find out what they have here in the hold. I hope they have more vegetables.
So
Yeah.
what,
And Faja looks excited.
what is going on with Kellic and Lucian then? Sleeping in?
Well, I imagine that he's sleeping after a hard day and keeping the sword under his bed, but being restless in the night, just ever so often looking under the bed. Still there. Goes back to sleep. Wakes up from a nightmare, dreaming and gasping. Just waits and ticks by.
Kellic, I think, would probably not be there. He'd probably have awoken an hour or so before sunrise to do something.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can maybe leave before Falja returns?
Yeah.
Just doing something.
He would probably wake up, see that everybody else is asleep, that Faja's gone, not be too concerned, would grab his pack, would start to open it and pull out what seems to be a rather long wooden stick with a hollowed out long fang that's attached to the end, as well as a small jar, and what seems to be papers with various designs on them. You probably stare at them for a second, and then put them back in the bag, and then head towards the entrance of this place. And he would probably go up to the guards and just say, it's like, I wish to speak with Ahmed.
Tell me, friend, why do you wish this?
I require his aid. I have to do something important, and I need an extra set of hands.
Okay. He is outside the hold, around the back, practicing the spear with some brothers.
And he'll nod and just silently trudge past them and go around the hold to see where they're training right now.
Yeah, so there's about 5 or 6 brothers out here. They're not showing any signs of a hangover. Give me a constitution save, Kellic.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no.
On a 12, you've not got like a full hangover, but you've got that dehydrated headache.
Yeah, it's fine. He'll deal. He will deal with it as
The
best he
sun
can.
is rising.
Okay.
Remember, dehydration could be slightly more of a problem in the desert than other places.
Okay.
Just bear that in mind.
Is there a well, they'll probably have a water skin, so he'll probably just take a long drink from that and just sit at the edge of the training and just wait.
Okay.
He'll probably, if he can get Ahmed's attention, to just nod.
So Ahmed is deep in fight at the moment. In fact, they are fighting in pairs, except only one pair stands at one time, and whenever Ahmed is fighting, he will best someone with a butt or a flip or something and put them on the ground, and immediately turn as another person rushes to attack him. and he will do this for 15 men until finally one of them beats him. And then they start over and start rotating again. So when they're rotating, they carry on until they lose. Basically, there's only 6 of them, but they carry on until they lose.
Okay.
And you could approach him whilst he's resting.
All right. All right. I'm gonna just silently, not trying to sneak, but just not saying a word. Just to stand nearby him and look at the pyramid itself, and then just look down at him and say, "I require your aid."
My aid friend. I would like to aid you.
I need an extra set of hands for something important. Can I steal you away for an hour or so?
He sort of like looks at you with suspicious eyes.
I must begin a process that my people have done for a very long time. Usually, I would ask one of my clansfolk to help me, but they are not here, and I need the aid of somebody capable.
Capable. Okay. I will come with you, but should you try and attack me again, I will not hold back this time, Kilek. We are outside the hold.
He'll grunt and just kind of nod. Saying, "We must climb to the top of this pyramid of yours."
You wish to climb the hold?
"Yes, come." And he'll just like turn and start to walk over to it.
You know what? He shrugs and he turns and follows.
Okay. Right. And can he climb with just and it'd be fine, or does he need to make a climbing check to get up there?
I think you can climb fine, but if you want to give us a check to see how well you perform in front of Ahmed.
Okay. All right. Athletics. 25.
Yeah, so you can climb however you like.
Okay. So he'll just easily just go like, just constantly just pulling himself up until we get to the top. Do I know where the sun is at this point?
It is rising.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna turn to Ahmed for a moment and say, I require your aid, but if you could be silent and still for the first few moments, I would appreciate it. I must be respectful. And he'll...
You wish to pray to a god?
My people do not worship gods. Ancestors, we respect. And he'll pull out his bag and sit down. He'll grab a bit of chalk and start to put in designs in the sandstone. Just circles and various runes. And he'll pull out a bit of incense in a bowl, and he'll light that until it goes spiraling up. And he'll sit down in front of it, and he'll close his eyes, and silently he'll just say out loud, "Mothers, fathers, those that walked before, I begin the process. Do you wish to watch as I do so?" to become a protector of the tribe.
And now, would you normally expect an answer from your ancestors?
It it it, it depends. There's some stories about wind being brought about. There's some tales that you'll see figures in the smoke. Sometimes they'll spirits themselves will show up, but it all depends.
Okay, so today there is only a faint stirring of some sort of ethereal mist. It could be the desert playing tricks on you, or it could be your ancestors responding in some way.
And so he'll pull out the little fanged piece of wood and the bottle of ink, and he'll take off his shirt, and he'll pour the ink into the fang itself until it starts to drip black, and he'll just say out loud, "This is for the arm that holds and readers." And he'll start to carve cuts into his flesh, starting to leave little ink pools in between, and it's a long process. There are times where he stops to pull out some of the designs that are in his pack, and then go back to carve, and there's blood and ink and stuff like that, but at the end of it there are symbols of swords and shields and deer and wolves across his chest, and his arms across his face. He puts in what seems to be this kind of this starburst that comes around his face and meets in 2 points down his chin and down his throat, and he'll get to around where his he can reach on his back, and he's going to, at once he can't reach a spot, he's going to turn to Ahmed and try to hand him the fanged piece of wood, and is going to hold out a parchment that shows, and it's recently drawn, and it's of a assassin's spear and a dagger that is dripping poison, and he'll say, "This next part needs to be done by you. Do the best that you can. If you make a mistake, it will not hurt."
Okay, I will do this for you. I may not be the best artist, but I mean, I can give it a go. And he will take the ink from you, and the what was it, a blade you gave him? Or?
It's a long piece of wood with a fang that comes out. Yeah. And descripts on it.
So, and then he'll say, "You will have to expose your back to me, my friend."
That is the point. The last tattoo must be done by someone who is your better. Someone who is a greater warrior than you. To mark what could be, not what is. And he'll turn just silently and expose his back to him.
He pauses for a long moment. Kelek, if you want to be a better warrior, This is something the assassins could help you with. However, I will do this for you right now. And he rests a soft hand on your shoulder and begins gently tracing the fang down your back.
I would appreciate that. I was considered a great warrior in my herd, but I believe that has made me arrogant and prideful. If there is something that you can teach me, I will learn.
You are already well on your way if you accept this lesson. Most fight it. In the desert, you learn that no matter how strong you are, or how good, how skilled, the desert is always stronger than you. The desert is always testing you, and always shall test you. That is your lot in life. And he's still tracing this thing. He's doing it gentler than Kalek was. It is piercing the skin though, and making the marks. You can feel it all the way to the small of your back. As he's just like, and a couple of times like he repositions his hand to try and get it right. At one point he falls to one knee, sort of like with a hand on your hip, like tracing into the small of your back. It's probably, I don't know how you are for sensual, but it's probably quite ticklish.
Okay. There'll be a point where Kellic does a just nervous like cough, but he's not gonna say anything right now. He's trying to be respectful of this ceremony right now, and is just kind of just trying to keep his eyes on the sun, trying not to blink. So.
And when you cough, he's sort of like, careful, I do not want to mess this up. You have put your faith in me.
And he'll nod and just kind of look back for a second, just see if he can like see how it's going so far. I don't know if it's.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried to look at your own back.
Yeah,
but,
it's not great. It's like
As you do so, though, you sort of turn around and you and Ahmed will lock eyes for a moment.
I swear to God, y'all are killing me with this.
Is everything okay, Kellic?
This will be the first time that Kellic actually goes red, so like you'll see it like spread across his face, and he's like he whips his head around. It's like, it's fine. We should not delay. The ancestors might view it as an insult.
So he sort of like he says, hang on, I'm almost finished, and he finishes the tattoo, and then he comes around to face you and says, are you okay, Kellic? Your face, it is red as though you are bleeding. Have you been injured? Perhaps you need to return to the medical room.
Hold on for a second. I can't keep in character right now. Hold on, give me a second. Oh.
Should we cut to Lucian?
We can do if you need a moment.
Yes. I need a second.
We're really sorry, Chorus. We were really.
I know, it's fine. Oh my God. Oh God.
So
yes, please cut real quick.
As we leave Kellic and Ahmed staring into each other's eyes, asking about the redness on Kellic's face, we return down to Lucian, who remained in bed when Dave and Falgia left. Is that correct?
That's correct. But after a while, he's going to get up after the night's rest and Have a
Hello?
look once.
Hello, chosen one? Good morning.
You can cut back to Calic now.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
On today's episode of Torturing Groot.
You know what? Fine. You know what? Fine. Oh. Oops. Dog, hold on. What do you
Yeah, can I help you?
Well, it is a fresh morning. I thought you might want some
No.
breakfast.
If we're gonna do this, it's gonna be up to a die roll, so...
Hold on, we'll resolve this Lucian stuff first. You can hold on for a second, sir.
Okay,
You can
okay.
wait looking into Ahmed's eyes, however you think you're looking there for the moment, and we'll return to that shortly. So she says, it is a fresh day, a new day. I thought you would want some breakfast before your trial.
I'm sorry, my what?
I am sorry, I stepped out of line. I should not have said anything.
No, please speak what is on your mind.
No, that is for the roof mistress to say. I'm sorry to have interrupted your morning. And she will turn and flee from the room.
Yeah, that seems normal. He's just gonna go back under and take his sword and just begin to examine it in his hands.
Your sword is golden, and it is almost veined with watery marks. Sort of like Damascus steel, except it looks like you've just freshly pulled it out of the water. Like there's some bits that look like damp metal, if there was such a thing, and other bits that look like beads of water resting on the blade.
And he's just gonna slowly just test out its weight. And although he's held swords before, he's more well versed with a bow. He just looks it over and deep regret ever existing.
The sword is comfortable in your hand. The weight feels good, and it feels right.
No, it doesn't.
Perhaps the very feeling of it feeling right makes you feel very wrong.
Yeah. It's like staring into a man's eyes and blushing, but for now I will put it away. And I'm going to go and have breakfast and find out more about these trials. As he just gets dressed for the day in his... It wasn't exactly wearing spare clothes, but the clothes that he has, he's going to go looking around, seeing that the beds are empty from all his companions.
Yeah, they've all
He's
left.
going to go and mingle now with the assassins in the dining room.
Okay. So already there are pillows laid out on the floor in a circle, similar to the night before. About 30 pillows. But it would seem where dinner is a social meal where everyone waits for, breakfast is more informal. So there are fruits and the occasional meat and some goat's milk. Just regular goat's milk today, around in the center that you can help yourself to.
I'll definitely go for that meat. As that's what he just goes for and begins to just pull it apart. Keeping to himself, because I'm sure he's got some eyes on him. But he's just wanting to down some food before he can think about if he's going to escape. Can he take them all on? No, he can't do that.
Every person who passes you is like, "Good morning, chosen one. Good morning, chosen one. The chosen one. Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is the chosen one. Good morning."
Assassin. Assassin. Assassin.
And
As it keeps going on, he's just going to start getting sick of him and just be like, oh.
Ileana is sitting in the circle, possibly with Dave and Falja. So we can cut there and you can join that if you like.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Good morning,
Good
chosen one.
morning, chosen one.
Good morning, chosen one.
Morning.
Did you have-
Assassin.
Did you have interesting dreams?
still feel like I'm in one.
I reach over and pinch you. Does it feel like a dream?
No, not anymore. Thank you.
Always good to know when you're awake and when you're not.
We would like to welcome all of your party to the clan. We believe you are here to strengthen us. And this pleases us greatly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how would you like to be strengthened?
I am glad that you are asking and so willing to help.
I'm just asking now. Just asking.
Are you sure about that? Not that I'm not interested, but I can't help my nature, I say. I can control the magic for a while, but I cannot. I'm not sure if I can keep my promise to you. If I stay for a longer time.
Fauja, it has been written for a long time that the Chosen One will bring changes. Perhaps welcoming the likes of you. Perhaps
The
that
likes
is
of you.
one of the changes that we will have to embrace. One who is of magic. We would like you to escort our youngest. She is due to be a new roof mistress, and she has had a strange dream. She dreams of a new well. And when an apprentice roof mistress sees one of these visions, she must seek out the well, and if there is a well, she can set up a roof there and become a roof mistress herself in time, with the support of the rest of the clan.
Who had it? Thank you, Dave. Crisp high five.
And where did she see that well?
I beg your pardon?
Where did she see that well that she dreamt of?
This is an interesting question. She sees the location, but not the journey.
Huh. I see.
Who had the vision?
Our youngest, Khadija.
Wasn't the one tending to me, was it?
And you see her walking across towards you. Good morning!
It wasn't her, was it?
This is Khadija. Good morning.
Gods above, we are blessed today.
And as Khadija walks towards you, sorry, I'm still working on the pronunciation of that one. The correct pronunciation, as I understand it, is Khadija. As Khadija walks towards you, that's not quite right either, but it's getting close. As Khadija walks towards you, she sort of smiles seeing Lucian again, and as you look at her, Lucian, her eyes roll up into her head and she falls on the floor. Ileana looks shocked. She doesn't know what to do.
I step over and support her head, and I say, I think she has a vision.
Her body begins to shake and like jutter.
I stuff something in her mouth so she doesn't cut off bite off her tongue.
And she goes still after a moment.
I take whatever I stuffed in there out. And then I look at her quizzically, fanning her with druid craft, so...
The Chosen One shall come.
I look at Lucian.
No.
He will divide us with magic. Save us with magic. And condemn us with magic. And she passes out.
Dave climbs up on the breakfast spread and like kind of scampers across a few bowls and like is reaching into Falja's pockets looking for the good berries. She's learned this is a system that works. She just needs to find the berries.
Are
I
there,
let her.
so Falja casts a good berry and Dave can administer them?
Yes. I always have this pouch. Every time I have a spell slot left, I cast it in the evening, so I have them for the next day.
Dave gets the berries out and like mashes them in her beak to make sure the girl's not going to choke, and then does the normal Dave kiss of life with berries.
Yeah.
And as you do this, like her eyes sort of begin to slowly open, like whilst you're mid sort of like, and she's like, "Thank you, Dave. No, thank you."
Yeah, she can't travel with us.
What
Why
happened?
not?
If she's gonna start falling and having visions while we're out there, I can't. We can't. Yeah, we can't.
Well, we are looking for a well that has been seen in dreams, so visions would be quite handy to have if you don't know the journey to the well.
Eliana chimes in. Truly, this has not happened for hundreds of years. A true vision. This is what the mistresses of old used to do when they wrote their prophecies on the walls. Truly, you must be the chosen one.
He just gives a loud sigh, looking defeated. Just.
Of course he is.
Of course I am.
Yes.
Yes.
That you are not eager to embrace that fate speaks for you, if you ask my opinion.
Well, it's not that I'm not willing to accept my destiny. There's just certain ways I think we should go about things.
Such as
Not having people that collapse on the floor join us while we travel.
Dave wipes her beak of berries and then looks down at Regisa because Scrat keeps choosing names that are difficult to say, and it's gonna wipe her face clear of berries too. Happy that she has medically assisted in this emergency situation, and gonna hop away and have some more breakfast.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Well, last time we traveled together, we had a child with us and a heavily poisoned large person. So
What is to happen with the child? Eliana asks.
that is the chosen one's responsibility. He saved his life. He's now responsible for it.
Is this true, chosen one?
The child would be dead if not
Yes.
for him.
Otherwise, I have to roll a deception. It won't look good. So yes. Yeah, I saved the kid.
Truly, its fate is at your hands. The orcs, the warband, would almost certainly have left it behind. And that option is still open to you, though we may not respect you for it. You bring change, and the changes that you bring will start with your very first decision.
I have an option to do something with the child.
We could train him as an assassin. An orc assassin, it seems unheard of, but we could do it. He would have an advantage. He could maybe sneak in where the rest of us cannot.
This is your temple. These are your lands. I'm not gonna say what's safe for you to do.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any worth you giving the kid back if they're just gonna kill him anyway.
So what is your counsel, chosen one? What do you advise me to do?
And he's just gonna think back into being his old stupid wise self, acting as if he is the chosen one. A seed planted in the wrong soil does not grow. So maybe this orc will grow here. You should train him.
Truly, you are wise, Lucian. And you do not want to. You don't want to take him on the journey with you. Perhaps it is you that is the soil that he flourishes in.
He is not my seed. He should be training here. He needs training. He needs. How old is this kid?
4.
He was like, toilet training. He needs educating.
I say he might not be yours by blood, but he cried out, and you reacted. Is that not like a father reacts?
It's more like a. I react to everything.
But not as you did with the child. You did not react when Kelek cried out in the same way after having been felled.
But that's because he's always been crying out.
Aww. Pish.
Don't tell him I said that. He'll kick my ass. Say that on the down low.
And as we talk about Kellic, let's go back to that scene as they stare into each other's eyes in the sunrise. Are you okay, Kellic? Your face, it is bleeding. Have you been struck?
So, we're gonna decide what happens with a die roll. We're gonna find out how this goes. So, because I can't decide either way, so let's find out. Okay. So, Kellic is gonna turn around. He's gonna clench his fists.
Also, you're gonna turn your
He's
back
going-
to me again.
Oh yes, he's gonna turn towards Ahmed. He's gonna stand up and stare down at him. Which, by the way, really hurts because these are super fresh tattoos at this point.
As
Gonna stare-
Ahmed will stand, meeting your gaze.
Kellic is going to lean in, kind of furious, and he's going to say, "I still want to break you," and he's gonna go in for a kiss.
Ahmed puts his hand on your face. Like, whoa! Whoa, my friend!
Swear to God.
What are you doing?
Kellic is gonna lean back as if kind of struck and just kind of go red again and just grab all of his stuff, not say a word, and just start climbing back down. It's not gonna say a word.
Was this some kind of mating ritual?
It's not gonna say a word. He's just gonna keep going down.
You leave a very confused Ahmed on the rooftop.
This is the weirdest episode of The Bachelor ever.
Episode
I
title
hate all of you.
confirmed. Was
Hate
this
all of
some
you.
kind of mating ritual?
I kind of feel responsible because of last Sunday's Tomb of Annihilation stream. There were so many raiding rituals as well.
The tattoos are done. It's fine. He's just gonna stomp back inside. Is he around when like the guys are talking about the kid and shit?
Not yet. You'll be just coming in where we left off. So Lucian will be, Aliena will be saying, "I will take your advice on this chosen one," and that is the first thing you'll hear. And you guys will see Kellic walking towards you, covered in fresh tattoos.
More. Hi,
Why?
Kalek. Please don't hurt me.
Did the desert mark you?
He's gonna flush a bit at that and just pointedly ignore Faja and just turn to Lucian with a glare and say, "What is all this? Why is the boy here?"
Ooh, he's gonna stay here. He's gonna grow up here.
The chosen one has given me great counsel. A seed cannot grow in the wrong soil. So we shall plant this boy here and make him an assassin.
How old is this kid? Again?
He is 4. He is late to learn the spear, but I'm sure we can train him no less.
I want to try and see if I can insight check the kid to see if he seems comfortable with this or not. I know he's 4, but like,
The kid's not actually with you guys at the minute.
oh,
But is he 4? He has a mustache and is smoking a cigarette.
Holding mistress. He's an orc. He has been trained with weapons. So it might be easier than you think it is.
This is true. Perhaps my problem will not be so much training him to use the spear, but training him to stop.
Yes, and in your ways. And I think he needs to know when to strike and when to step back. He was hurt when he was trying to build a phalanx with the other orc kids when the Zant one came close. They did not think to seek, and I look fondly at Dave, the high ground. They were trying to stand and fight, even though the danger was more than they would have been able to handle.
I would like to watch the boy.
We can also ask him. He does have a voice, even though most of you don't understand what he says.
I mean, he's the temple's responsibility now. We can't look after a kid. Not with what we have to do.
Why don't you think on this on your mission? Take Khadija and help her find her well. And when you return, Kellic, we will watch over the orc boy. And when you return, you can make your decision whether you take him with you or leave him to be trained by us.
When do we leave?
Whenever you like. Khadija is ready. She's like sitting there nodding.
I'm ready as well.
Then we go now.
Now?
Now.
What is wrong with now?
I imagine Lucian's still wearing like the priest's gown.
Yep.
In his pajamas.
I'm gonna be right back, because I am not properly dressed for the outdoors.
Don't
Gonna
forget the scarf and the veil.
Yeah. He's
Should-
just gonna come back, still wearing the priest robes, but everything else on underneath.
So as you were leaving, Khadija was like, should I go and help him?
No.
I think the chosen one needs a moment to collect himself.
So it won't take him too long.
Dave's gonna lean over to Felicia and whisper, "There are assassins out."
Oh yes.
And she's gonna take the rug that she's been using as a cape and as a hidey hole and try and like fashion it as a scarf in the way she's seen the assassins do, but it's slightly too long, so it just kind of drapes really awkwardly everywhere. But she seems happy with it when she's done.
And you also have the scarf that Forja gave you last time to make you so a protection for the head and the beak.
Oh, that's true.
Hmm.
She's taken that and she's wearing that as a belt today. She's decided that's going to be her belt for the day.
Okay.
Holding her coat together so sand doesn't get in her pockets.
Forja is going to grab her gear and then put everything on the scarf and the weight in front of her face and the scarf weighed down with the glass baubles that she created. So you can only see her eyes that glow like molten glass or metal from underneath the scarf.
Mm-hmm. And so I guess you guys are ready.
Let's go and find a well.
I am so excited. I have not left the temple in so long. When you begin your apprenticeship, you mainly tend to the current roof mistress.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, stay calm and listen to whatever Dave has to say.
Up on the roof.
Whatever
Yes.
Forja has to say.
I will find a roof, Dave. Thank you for your encouragement.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited too.
Your vision was a true one. If my mother wants it, then we will find this well.
She draws a spear with a twirl and dips the point into the sand. And she draws. She's like, there was a small hill, and the sun. Okay, the sun was here in the sky, and I know it was morning time. I know it was the morning, and there was a small pool here, just beneath this rock.
Does that description ring familiar to Forja? Can I do, I don't know, a survival check? I've traveled the desert far and wide. If I remember something that looks like what she described?
Yes, I have several ideas for this. So give me a survival check first. We'll just see if you can or a history check, and we'll see if you can straight remember.
Okay. I think I prefer survival. That's a 16.
On a 16, you know of 2 places that this could be.
Which one is the closest?
The closest one.
Mhm.
Uh,
Or I could describe both of those places to her and try to see if something catches her attention.
So the rock, the small hill, it had like a cleft in it, and the cleft. That is where the well was. Was there a cleft in this one?
Was it?
Give me another survival check.
Ah, that's only a 10.
You're unsure.
I don't remember. It has been a long time since my travels led me there. I go where the wind takes me, you know?
I'm gonna pull a far-fetched one. When I was up in the sky, getting a bird's eye view of everything,
Yes.
yeah, could I maybe remember and pinpoint said location?
Give me a history check.
Oh, got a lovely 0 in that. But an 18 on the roll.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. From your aerial view, you can tell that one of them is much closer to the sun than the other. So pinpointing which time in the morning could let you know which one to go to. The one that's closest to the sun, so earlier in the day, or the one that's furthest from the sun, so later in the day.
Dave, while Lucian is trying to recall what he saw as he popped in the sky, is Mina illusioning what was described to make sure like the image that's in Dave's mind matches what we're being told about, and kind of painting it if there are any adjustments that need to be made.
Oh, Dave, your spear is so much more accurate than my spear mark.
Spear, I say. And hide. You can't see my face, so it's just a spear.
We at least have a direction. If it's morning, then we need to head east.
This way. It's the closest way. Don't ask me how I
Is
know
it?
that.
Does Dave agree with that?
Does Forja agree with that?
Forja, you will see that Lucian speaks truth.
Yes, the chosen one. The desert is with him. This is the
Please.
right way.
Fauja, my name is Lucian.
Lucian, the chosen one, is right.
No, just Lucian.
Just Lucian.
Thank.
You don't like being called the chosen one?
Does every guard out there just like to be called guards?
I am so sorry. And she walks towards you and offers her hand. My name is Khadija.
Okay. We need to get going.
I was, and she like keeps holding your hand. I was hoping to catch your name, officially.
Tell her.
Lucian.
Lucian. I shall call you Lucian, and then you shall be happy.
Because it is so happy to make so important to make the chosen one happy, I say. With this spore.
And for a moment, Khadija sort of looks at you and is like, Faja, do you mock me?
No, I am in total agreement with what you said.
Okay.
I brought him to you. I saw the signs first.
And so as you guys head away from the temple, the sand blows around you gently. Khadija sort of is leading with Lucian. They're both sort of like defining the direction. But if any of you were to look back at the temple, you will see a lone figure standing atop the temple, looking your way with the wind whipping his cloak.
I raise my hand in silent adieu.
Can we see who it is?
Make me a perception check.
Who else could it
12.
be?
You cannot see who it is. You cannot see who it is.
What?
With an 18, I can't see who it is. Do I not recognize the cloak?
We were all waiting for that Net 20 to come along, but it didn't.
I mean, the cloak itself, does it look like an assassin type cloak, or is like
It
'cause they were
does
kind of
look
semi-generic,
like
right?
it does look like an assassin cloak. I suppose Kellic would assume that it's Ahmed.
Yeah, he's just gonna look back once. I just kind of stare for a second, and then just hurriedly like just start speed walking up the dunes at this point.
So Falja and Lucian, you probably wouldn't know who it is at all. But Dave, you might be confused about who it is.
Dave is kind of gonna keep going since the group needs to keep going, but just keep like looking back, trying to like figure it out.
Forja, having her own reality and way to look at things, is totally convinced that this is Ahmed
Okay.
sending Kenrick off. So that's her headcanon. I guess.
So you guys
would like-
begin. Go on.
Yeah, I would like to create this image of the desert over my hand as I cast Druidcraft to find out what the weather is going to be like in the next few hours.
And as you sort of do this, Khadija, at first she sort of like looks surprised, and then she comes closer and looks at your hand.
I hold it a bit down and so that she can watch it as well.
I
My
can-
mother. Yes.
With this and Dave's spear image, I can see how these would be very useful to the clan.
That is about the least of the things that I can do, I say, and let it disappear.
She sort of like takes a step back.
But I'm glad that you find it useful.
I thought that your people hated magic.
As a people, we do. But-
you
The roof mistresses and apprentices, we know that when the chosen one comes, everything is subject to change. I'm sorry, Lucian. When Lucian comes, everything is subject to change.
Oh, when you're speaking in prophecy, you refer to it as the chosen one.
Okay.
So, this chosen one, what does it say that he does other than bring change? Is there anything specific that I meant to...
It was written
You?
years ago that he will save us. And condemn us.
Save you from what and condemn you why?
We believe that both are linked to the desert. We do not know why we were sent here originally, only that the sin must have been great. Perhaps you are here to free us from that condemnation? Maybe you are here to teach us the truth of our sin and condemn us further.
Do your people worship me?
No. We worship what you represent. The water god. The god of change.
I see you're still confused, I say. We did talk about this last night. Do you remember? You are not a god, not to be worshipped.
I know that. I'm just making sure that.
She knows as well, I say, and pat Hadisha's shoulder. No need to worry.
You see, Hadisha, this form that I am in is different in your world than what I am on different planes. You see, I'm still trying to adjust. So if at any point that I seem fatigued or weak, I'm still adjusting to this form.
I mean, the prophecies didn't say anything about your physical attributes. You could have been a babe that fell from the sky, or an old man, or a woman, or something else.
I could have been anything, but I seem to be this.
She comes and taps you on the shoulder and is like, you do not need to be embarrassed around me. I do not mind if you are weak in the sun. We have spent a lifetime learning to deal with its effects.
Oh, he does not bother him. He's blessed by the desert.
Blessed
Fire.
by the desert and the water god?
Of
Oh
course.
God, there's a lot of blessings going on.
Fire! And I hold out my hand and let some flames dance over my fingers. I saw him touched by fire and not get hurt. Or not as much as he should be hurt with fire. So it was not my fire, but yeah.
Perhaps this is how you will condemn and save us.
Possibly, just because I'm looking out for you. Stick by Kellic. He's a great warrior.
If you need protection, Lucian, I can protect you.
No.
I too am a great warrior. And she takes her her spear and shield and starts twirling it. We never did spar. I never got to prove my might to you.
Seems you have a new champion, Lucian.
I have been named the champion?
No, not yet. Not to become a champion of the chosen one has to perform a certain deed of notoriety.
Oh, do tell us.
I have
What
to
is it
find
again?
the well and start my own roof.
That will work.
Okay.
Yes, Kellic. Do you not remember when I chose you?
He's gonna
'Cause
give
you-
you a glare, just like,
Dave looks at Lucian and takes a gold coin from her pocket, one of the ones from the bet that they'd shared, and then she just kind of says, "Out is ours, out is ours," and then tucks the coin away.
Thank you, Dave.
while you lot are talking about prophecies and magic, I should hope that we keep our eyes peeled for any more of those sandworms or any other creatures of this god's forsaken sand dune.
Please make me a survival check.
Well, I have Outlander. What that does for me.
I
Get
look at
that.
Kellic with anger in my eyes.
I have Wanderer.
For the godforsaken part of his statement.
He has this, but I will also roll the check. but he has excellent memory for maps and geography, and I can recall the general layout, terrain, and settlements of places around me. But to look for evil things that might hurt us, 16.
Yeah, I'm going to modify this a little bit to represent the terrain that we are in and the nature of this campaign.
Okay.
So you can find food, yes, but you have to kill it.
Okay.
Fresh water, that is going to be some sort of difficult
Yeah.
DC check that is not available to anyone else.
Yeah.
And enemies, I think I'd like to give you that instead of being able to find fresh water.
Okay.
So looking at the ground, you can't see any of them wormholes of the only enemy that you've seen so far.
Okay. All right. As we move, am I able to see any features of the terrain that seems to be near what the depiction that Dave and Lucian made with their minor illusions? Or
Druidcraft?
yeah.
So you're asking how far it is, or?
Well, just like, am I able to spot that we're going in the right direction so far, or not?
Okay, yeah, you can use the landmarks. Like there'd be a rock here and a I don't know, a dry bit of old dead grass. You know.
Okay.
You can use those sort of landmarks to make your way.
Okay.
And to be honest, it's fairly uneventful, the journey. However, you see the rock, and it looks like a dark and foreboding place.
Is it the place you were meaning?
I mean, it looks like my vision, I think.
Faja,
Well,
looks foreboding. It's your home. What is this place?
Do I know about it? Can I re-roll and roll another survival check to see if I recall anything of importance about this place?
I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm. We see that's a 16.
On a 16, you're getting an uneasy feeling in your stomach. Something's not quite right here.
There is something very wrong.
Yes,
what do you
I
mean?
feel it too.
Evil spirits, I think.
Spirits? Like
Can't you
ghosts?
feel it? The energy of this place has been disturbed from its usual slumber. There is a
I'm guessing.
darkness.
I'm guessing I don't feel anything because I'm not magically inclined one way or the other.
You can give me a survival check if you like. I mean, Khadija isn't.
Why not? Do I get a small tingling in the feet?
On a 10, you can tell you didn't eat enough this morning. Your stomach's grumbling.
So yeah, you just hear.
Does the desert wake up anything in Dave's wild magic blood?
Give me an Arcana.
Plus or 7.
No.
Kellic is gonna scan the rock to see if there's any movement, any sort of outcroppings, anything that would suggest a disturbance or some sort of problem that they might encounter. As far as I can tell.
It just looks dark and foreboding to Kellic's eyes. Did you roll? Yeah, you rolled a 16.
Yeah.
It just looks dark and foreboding. There's definitely not any worms or scorpions or any of the other creatures that you've seen so far here.
It's gonna turn to the rest of the group and say, "It's a large rock. Is there
Last
something in there?" we kill it.
Last night, I had a strange dream that woke me up. And I could feel my mother's call, and she filled me and gifted upon me new powers. If you want, I could go and see what there is to see there. I could change my form into a desert snake or something else that is small and take a look.
Is it safe? I'm just saying, is it like?
I start laughing. We're in the desert. My
We
dear
sh-
friend, it is never safe in the desert. My mother is very capricious.
It is better that we stay as a group. If you go out ahead and something hits you, we will not be able to help you. The wise course is to stay and move silently if we can.
Well, let's see. I have a spell that lets you increase your striding. So you walk very fast. And you can cast it. If we have some time, I can cast it on every one of you as a ritual. The blessing of the desert. So if there should be some danger that we don't want to face, like the sandworm, we might be able to make our escape. Sometimes running makes sense, right?
Yes. Said that a little too eagerly. Yes.
I can see the well. Can you see the water? The dark hole. The darkness of the sand. Faja, you must see it.
Wait a second. I'm going to roll perception to see if I see it.
You do see it.
I do see it. Okay. You are right. There is water. So you say we need to go there and face whatever is there, no matter what.
Well, I just need to go and make sure that the clan can use this water. Then we will protect it whilst I set up my roof here.
I see.
Let's be patient.
Do you want me to still gift you with the power of the desert speed?
Yes.
I think we should go together in case there is something. I have a bad feeling about this.
We can all go together, and I can grant this blessing upon every one of you.
I have a question, Scrap.
Yes.
Does it look like she's wearing armor?
Khadija?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Alright, so Dave is gonna reach out and tap her on the shoulder and give her mage armor. Which I will pop.
I feel tingly. I've got it on my phone. I feel tingly, Dave. What have you done to me?
I like you. And she tries to search her vocabulary to explain that she wants to protect her, but she doesn't have something. And so she just has a default to I like you as a justification.
A quick OOC. I just looked it up in the player's handbook. Longstrider is not as a ritual, marked as a ritual in there, but in Roll20, mine says ritual. So what's right now?
Well, we will go with the official text, I think.
Very good then. Going to take that thing out then.
So you touch one creature. Speed increases by 10 feet, and you can use extra spell slots to increase the amount of people you can affect.
Yeah. I think I'm not going to. If I could have casted it as a ritual, I could have casted on everyone, but I don't have enough spell slots as it is to grant that to everyone. So I think. Let's see. I'm going to give it only to.
Dave's okay if that helps.
Okay. I think normally Lucian's chosen weapon is the bow that I remember. So I could give it to him so he could fall back and shoot and had a wider range in combat.
I mean, the other option, sorry, to complete your method, but the other option is Kalik, so he charges in. So
Oh, yeah.
get into things quicker. But
Could you please discuss this in character?
Yeah.
Hmm.
no, I
I
don't have
am
the vocabulary.
I am sorry. I think I got confused for a moment by all the talk about water. I fear this blessing of the desert. I can go only give it so often. And Lucian, what would be your strategy if there is some kind of evil afoot, some danger? Would you like to go in there, or would you like to fall back and shoot? I saw that you have the eye of an eagle when you use that bow. I saw you shoot scorpions and snakes from Calic's foot without even grazing his toes.
That was luck. All 3 times. I'm not
All 3
that good.
times. Yes, you're just too humble, I'd say.
Thanks.
So
You can only cast on what?
I have only my energy can only provide this blessing of the desert for a limited number. And do remember, I could also use that energy to heal one of you should this evil that waits hurt one of us. So we should use my mother's power that flows through my veins wisely.
I don't know anything about energy, but I'm guessing that you can only use so much before you become exhausted.
It is like your water skin. There is only a certain amount of water in that skin. And if you are in the hotter desert, then you want to only drink sparsely from the skin.
I don't know how everybody else feels, but maybe hold on to your energy.
All right.
Maybe for when the time calls for it.
Very well then. I will wait.
Unless, what does the rest of the group think? I know I'm the leader,
They
self-appointed.
reaches out a wing and just like pats Forja, knowing that she's trying to help, and says, "Be among us and be free." And she's gonna hop off next to Odisha and be ready to go over to this well. Snap cats.
Sha, meet Hildy.
Hey, Calic. He's just gonna draw his golden sword. Try it now.
The last time I picked up that sword, I picked up the bed instead.
Just try it. You fancy these types of weapons. I know how to use it, but I'm better in the back.
He's gonna stare at it for a second and then cautiously try to take it out of Lucian's hand and hold on to it.
As you touch the sword, your hand begins to feel weird. Your hand passes straight through the blade, and as you look at it, your hand is made of water for a short moment.
I look at you with exasperation in my eyes and I say, "It is the sword of the chosen one. You could not pick it up last night. What would have changed during the day? Why would you be able to wield it now?
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Belongs in his
Me?
hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
You
Handful.
shouldn't try to
of-
pass away, Lucian, the chosen one. It is your sword.
I'm just making sure that if he wants to use it, in the event of an emergency.
He has an axe, right?
2 points of damage, Kalik.
Mhm.
You want to hold it again?
No. Apparently you and Faja know best of what happens here, so I'll let you two argue about what we need to do.
Falja, I'm putting you in charge.
Okay,
You know the desert. I don't.
that is true. I'd say we should sneak up and see what awaits us in the darkness.
Okay. You heard her. Fall in.
And I like Kelleg's idea of staying together.
Shall we sneak?
Yes. Silent. Unseen. The scorpion that enters the tent at night. Sorry.
I am ready.
Dave
Let's
is
sneak.
hopping from foot to foot because the sand is getting hot.
That's true. You've all been standing in the sun for most of the morning now. Can you all please make me some constitution saves?
Should I make a constitution
Oh,
save
there's
as well?
roll.
Wow.
No, Forger, you'll be fine.
Mhm.
Slade, Lucian,
I don't have my shirt.
yeah,
I'm bare
Lucian,
chested all the time.
your face has gone back to that burnt red look that the other guys had. You begin to sweat profusely, and how much milk did you drink this morning?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I had a bit of milk.
Did you drink much water?
No.
Oh dear, you are dehydrated, which is going to act the same way as exhaustion.
Oh,
First
great.
tier, first tier of dehydration in the desert.
That's good.
Chorus and Dave, you two are also... Dave, you are suffering from before, I believe. Taking a long night's rest, you will feel better, but you are once again feeling very warm. And moving away from the sand is a very good idea. Kellic, your skin is... It's quite painful. You've got fresh tattoos, there's sand whipping at your body, and it's hot.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a stupid
I'm just gonna turn to the group and say we should move before we end up as smoking crags in the sun.
Dave is gonna run up next to Forja and pick up a bit of her cloak and just hold it over Dave's head as like an extra layer, an extra mini roof. She doesn't know what else to do. She really just wants a bird bath and is daydreaming about the well that's up ahead.
Can I again use Druidcraft to create this little puff of called cool desert night air around her?
I don't see why not.
I will do that to cool her off a bit.
Dave's
You know-
feathers like expand out and she goes all poofy to let the air come through.
You know how you said that the sword looks like it's been fresh out of water?
Hmm.
Is it fresh out of type deal? Is it cool?
Could be cool to the touch, yeah.
Yes. Just gonna have a private moment with my sword as I put it out and just. Yes.
I mean, you probably do have a water skin. I doubt you left the hold without a water skin. You could all have a drink. That might help.
Oh. Shit.
Dave makes the mistake every time her water skin is full of just drinking it all because she really likes drinking water. So hers is empty.
I will
Dave?
probably hand her mine because I don't need it.
The beak goes wide and all of the water is just like thrown in.
I take it away after you empty it halfway and I say, no, you need to ration yourself in the desert. I'll give it to you later. You will miss it, I say, and hold your beak.
I'd put my sword on Dave, but I feel like it would do more damage than anything.
No swords on Dave, I say. Don't you dare, chosen one.
So, Khadija has begun to sneak up on the well, whilst you guys are realizing you are heat stricken.
I would also like to sneak up to the well.
Let's have some sneak rolls, shall we?
I
I'm
will
not sure it's
wear my
sneaky. Dave's gonna run like one of those lizards, the ones that run really fast with like their legs out. I forget what they're called. Like she's gonna hop from one foot to the other, hurrying after. There's not much stealthy about Black Kenku running across the desert.
I am not rolling for shit today.
Oh yeah, mine is not much better.
Oh, it's good.
Champion.
So Lucian, how are you approaching? Are you staying at a distance, or are you with everyone?
Yeah, so for me, as they're all approaching further and further, because Adija walked off first and then Kalik, he's staying by, but the sword is away and the bow is out, and he's treading lightly on the sand.
Okay. So the rest of you are sneaking up to the well, and as you get close, the water begins to ripple.
I'm gonna raise up a hand and say, "Wait!"
Does it?
And just try to get in front of everyone, in front of the bubbling well.
I peer around him. Does this look like the stone right before it erupted, or does it look like some form of elemental creature is going to come out? Can I roll a nature check to find out what's wrong with this weird water?
Yeah, sure.
That's a 19.
On a 19, you have seen this before. There is almost certainly a creature of water living in this rock.
Oh, be careful. There is a creature of water, a spirit of water lives in this well.
Is it hostile?
I don't know. But chances are good that it will be hostile. If you were a spirit of water trapped in the desert, you would not feel very pleased with yourself and whoever approaches you and wants to steal your water. It is precious in the desert.
Maybe you should talk to it, child of the desert.
Do I strike you as someone who will be good in talking to someone made out of water? But I can try. And I say something in Primordial, and I remember that the Triton who visited me could understand that. So maybe chances are that this water creature can understand it as well. So...
So
Or
what...
maybe the one who had the vision should talk to the well.
I cannot speak the way you talk, Fauja.
But you could come with me and I could translate.
And we could try it.
Yes, let's try.
I'm gonna go with them as backup.
Dave, like while the conversation was happening, is like tentatively edging forwards. Like the toddler who's been told not to touch something, but just really wants to. She's so hot and it looks so nice and cool. And as soon as the others start moving forward, she breaks into a run. She wants to go to the cool stuff.
Can we make a grab for you to hold you back?
We can try that. We can have an opposed athletics if you guys want to play that out.
Yeah, I want to grab her.
25.
I just know that Dave's
this team's doing
self-control
well.
with heat stroke is not very high.
Oh, I rolled 1.
So Dave slips past Fauja and almost directly into Kellick's arms.
He's gonna grip Dave by the back of the shirt. Just gonna pull her up and say, "Don't be a fool. This place is dangerous. If you are thirsty, you can wait." And he's gonna try to like set her back down.
Okay. That was a great catch.
Dave
Do
mimics
not
something.
fret, Dave.
Dave mimics something Fauja said yesterday, and it's just like, "What am I going to do with all of you?" And she's like flapping, being held by the scruff.
I hand collect the rest of my water skin, the distributed little bit of water still in there. Give her that to appease her while we talk to the water.
I'm gonna toss it towards Dave.
She'll grab it and she'll drink a bit and then she'll look at Falja and like slowly sip the rest. And dunk a little bit on her head, having a little.
Bertha.
Khadija looks shocked. You waste the water in such a way?
I can always make new water.
The changes shall be great.
Let's approach the well. And
Sensing, sorry. So just sensing Hadisha's discomfort with the water being spilt, Dave will offer her the water skin, hoping that will make it better.
No, I am fine, thank you.
He takes it back and puts the lid on.
And since you guys have been doing this, you've made a fair amount of noise. Also, Falja now recognizes the creature, and you begin this sort of like watery figure just emerging from the pool. It doesn't really have a head or a face or lips, but it looks sort of humanoid as it clambers out.
Spirit of the
Wow.
well, I say in water, in primordial. We come in peace. Is it saying warm?
No,
I don't understand.
it is not speaking primordial.
Oh. Does anyone else understand this creature?
It's not speaking infernal, is it?
Or giant. Or Sylvan.
An orc? No. It's most likely speaking Akvan, and none of us can speak it, I guess.
Oh.
Do you understand me? I say in primordial.
Is it acting hostile?
It sort of like puts its hands down in front of it, sort of almost like a scorpion raising up in front of the well. No.
Should I just create water for it to appease it? Chosen one.
Gonna take 5-foot step back. Yes.
Okay. And I will take my Fulgurite staff and raise it up. And you can create water in a way that it is like rain falling in a certain radius. And I will make it so that the water will softly rain down on the creature and the well. As I chant in primordial.
As the water begins to fall, the creature looks completely confused, as does Khadija. How? What is this?
Oh
God.
shit, they haven't seen rain before.
I finish the chant and then still hold my hands up and the stuff, and I say, "This is the blessing of the desert."
How long have you been able to do this, Falja?
For a very long time. I normally don't need it because I don't need water to survive, but I know how important the water is.
All this time we thought that you just had access to your own wells, or we neglected you and your magic and you can create water?
Yes, indeed, I can. I can also create fire, I say, and that fire surround my hand. Not a big one, just to show her that I can do it, and then I extinguish it at the same time, or right after.
Impressive. Can you do that, chosen one? Maybe you can call down a whole flood.
Does the spirit look hostile?
The spirit looks mostly confused.
Kellic, hold this.
I am not touching that sword again.
I can't cast any magic then. Oh, such a shame.
Dave is gonna walk up to the water creature, or rather hop a little closer, and just stick a wing out. She knows what it's like not to have language. She's going with the basics.
The creature takes like a step back, and sort of like cocks its where its head would be, like sort of to the side.
Dave turns her head to match and makes the same noise back, using mimicry.
Mom.
Dave offers out the hand again. She doesn't want to copy the sound because she's not sure what it means.
The creature reaches its hand out to you and grasps your wing. It is cold, it is wet, and extremely refreshing.
I like you. And then she's gonna bring her other wing to point at herself and go, Oi, Dave! 2 tulips a pound! I forget what her actual last name was, but that's close enough. And then she'll turn that wing and point it at the creature.
Oh, I think it's your turn, Kellic.
Why is it my turn?
Because I said so.
Kellic's gonna fold his arms and just wait and watch at that.
Khadija is marching towards the water creature.
I accompany her as she moves
Yeah.
forward.
Same.
Water creature, your well. It is of most great import to my people, she says, looking at the rain falling all around her. Or maybe it is not.
What do you mean it is not?
I think she's saying you could be their well. You
I
can
am
make
well
water.
as well.
You could fix their problem.
I could teach them how to make water. I think. I don't know. It depends if mother likes them or not. Maybe I could teach you, I say to Khadija. Maybe this is one of the changes the Chosen One will bring.
Maybe. Maybe. Let us leave this creature. I do not want to bother it unnecessarily.
Was this creature the source of unease that Forja felt, or is there something else around that feels off?
Make me a survival check.
Alrighty.
Does the creature respond to Dave trying to find out what his name is?
21.
The creature's is sort of like,
Dave is so tempted to hug this creature because it's so cool and refreshing.
On a 21, yes, this was the hidden depth of the well.
Do you think the Old Mistress would be satisfied with us having found the well and leaving the spirit of the well in it? I don't relish the thought of her harming another creature that is so attuned to Mother's energies.
Normally, we would drive the creature from the well and claim it as our own, and the well would not go dry for many years. But you bring great change. Pauja. Lucian. I saw you turn Kellick's hand to water and claim that you could do more. I think we should return to the hold and report what we have found.
Very well then.
And Dave, could you do me a massive favor? Could you do me a roll on the wild magic table, please?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't like that
no.
favor. Can I have a different favor?
This isn't for you.
Oh.
Oh no.
I'm trying to remember how to do this in Roll20. I'm having a fancy ground. There we go. 17.
And what is that, please? Do you have the table handy?
I can look it up.
Thank you. As you guys begin to leave,
I wonder if Forja can hold the sword.
I would not suggest it. She's liable to turn into steam.
So ask everyone to hold your sword.
I don't want you hold your sword. It is yours. You found it. You claimed it. Why are you trying to trade it away all the time? This
Ooh.
does not please the spirit. You should keep it.
You seem to be more in tune with water. Which is funny because you're.
Kellick's gonna just stare at you and just point at her hair, just like.
I am the daughter of the desert. Or have you forgotten? This well is in the desert. So why should I not be attuned to it? Just because I don't need the water. I do have an understanding of it, or else I would not be able to produce it. That does not mean that I should wield that sword.
Okay, but what if, like, you're meant to help these people?
I am helping them. I did not deny them access to you, and I agreed with the Holy Mother that maybe all of us were chosen.
You guys take a second. I'm just going to speak with Forja, sort of wanting to get away from. Oh, I forget her name.
Khadijah.
Khadija.
Khadijah, that's the one. So that she doesn't go back and report that I'm a fraud. But anyway.
So the wild magic surge is you grow a long beard made of feathers that remains until you sneeze, at which point the feathers explode out from your face.
so as you
More
guys
feathers.
are walking, you will see Khadijah's face slowly becoming covered in feathers, much like Dave's.
We're so getting killed for witchcraft when we get back.
He's gonna immediately just turn to Dave. Did you do something? Yes or no?
No.
Maybe
Dave
you.
is gonna stare at Khadijah and just be like, peekaboo.
She looks at you. What is it, Dave?
She's gonna. Dave turns to Kellick.
It's a fine beard. Maybe you should have been the chosen one, Dave.
Dave puffs out her little chest. She's a proud phoenix. And she holds out her necklace that Farsha had given her that morning. And it glints brightly in the sunshine. The orange really like glowing amber.
Kellick is gonna try to reach over to the feather beard and try to like pull out one of the feathers. Because I don't think it's attached, right? We'll find out. He's just gonna lightly tug at it.
As you do this, a feather comes away in your hand.
I'm gonna hold it up to her so she can see.
Khadijah is incredibly shocked. She jumps back, not really sure, knowing what's going on, and excuse me as I just quickly reconnect chat. Can I reconnect? Refresh something. My Roll20 was playing up. Sound break.
This episode of Wizards and Wardrobes was proudly brought to you by Scraticus. Make sure that you check out his Patreon and his merchandise, and make sure to hit that follow for more great content.
And if you too would like to join in weird mating rituals, send him a DM.
Do you want saucy assassin and barbarian action? Then why don't you click that subscribe button? Did you know that if you have Amazon Prime, that you have a free subscription each month that you can give out to a channel that you love? So you might have one right now that you have no idea about. So go ahead and click that subscribe and see if you can give Scrat a free subscription for the month, because he deserves it.
Pay your lord. Okay, so we're back. And as you pull this feather away, she's jumped back. Ah! How have you done this? And her hands erupt in flames, burning the feather and burning the beard.
Just
Dave
wait. Us?
grabs her.
I'm sorry.
Do I see this? Do I see this?
All of you will see
Can she
this.
control it?
I have advantage on deck saves against effects I can see.
She's not attacking you.
Oh.
Dave is grabbing her canteen and literally tipping as much as she can over Khadijah, because she remembers what it was like to be on fire yesterday, and it's not fun.
Khadijah
I'm
is
gonna
not
just-
burnt. She is looking at her hands with utmost shock.
Faja!
What? This was not me. It's
No,
not my
just-
fire. You have been blessed by the desert too, my dear. I say and come over, holding her hands.
No. We cannot tell anyone about this.
Why not?
I cannot be magical. It is okay for outsiders to be magical. You're different. That is fine. I have lived in the temple my whole life. I will be cast out.
Maybe this. So this is the first time.
Ever.
Inside check.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
say
want
check
to
that
see
too.
if that's really the truth.
She's a
That's
witch.
one.
Her eyes look diluted and panicked. There is sheer terror on her face. She is pleading to you.
I hold her hands and I say, I believe you. Maybe this is one of the changes that the fulfilling of the prophecy is bringing to your people.
What's you're talking about? Faja? I didn't see anything. Lucian, did you see anything that happened just now?
Yeah, her hands went on fire.
I
I
was gonna
say
give
to-
you just like a pointed look of just like, surely you didn't see anything. Maybe it was just a trick of the heat getting to your mind.
I rip my hood back and my hair is really a wildfire. And I look at Kay and say, are you daft, man? If one door is opened, you cannot simply close it. What if she burns someone, if she can't control it? You cannot suppress the fire.
That's her choice. If she wants this to be a secret, then that is something we should respect.
And what if she is burning people with it, without her meaning to?
Then that is up to her as well. If she decides she wants help, she will ask for it.
Hadisha, listen to me. I know that you are afraid because of the teachings of your people. But magic is not evil. Magic is a tool, like the spear and the sword. But in this case, the tool is part of you, like your nimbleness of limb, the way you sneak and hide in the shadows. You can train it and improve it. But what if your emotions get the better of you and the fire will break free? What if it happens in the midst of the hall and you burn one of your brothers and sisters?
How do I tell them? And if I do tell them, can I rely on you four to help me if they turn on me? You will divide us and condemn us with magic, Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, I will stand with you. The desert has chosen you with her fire. I will teach you to control it like I control it, I say, and let the fire erupt around my hand and then put it away. It is a tool. You can control it. You just need to have the time to learn. And I will teach you. Don't be afraid. That is very important.
Your clan listens to me. I'll put in a good word for you. I mean, if they're willing to accept an orc into their ranks, I'm sure they're going to accept somebody being blessed.
I grab her hands again and I say, if you can do the fire, maybe you can also do the water. You discovered this at this magical well. I will teach you what to say and to do. And if you can produce the water, I'm sure all will be forgiven. You will be a roof mistress like none other before. You will not need a well. You can choose the terrain that will be best for your people to flourish because you can produce the water at will.
I will try, Foja.
Very well. Right here? I say, looking ready to go.
I would suggest that we do this in the shade somewhere. Otherwise, we're going to cook alive.
I forgot how fragile you are. And not used to the heat. So let's go into the shade.
Dave,
He's going to giggle at her saying,
And
Fragile.
at that, like, Kellic is just going to snap. It's like, it's being smart. I'm sorry that we're not all made out of fire and sand like you. We are from somewhere else.
Yes.
If that is for fragileness, I apologize. But I would prefer that all of us be comfortable.
Let's
Dave?
go to the shade then.
looks back towards the well that we were just at with the elemental creature and goes. "Roar." Her suggestion is that we go back to where the cool water was. She liked it there.
Yeah. And I would like to teach, I would very much like to teach you close to water. Maybe the energy of the spirit will help.
I am willing to try.
First, you need something of the desert. Something to focus. Something that helps you concentrate. I have this stuff. Once upon a time, a lightning strike hit the desert sands and created this. What would be your choice?
I have
I
my
look around.
spear.
You have your spear. I don't think that this would be a good match. Let's look around the well. Maybe we will find something. A bright stone. Or something like that. I look around if there's something that could work as a druidic focus.
Give me a perception investigation.
Okay.
just going to hand Dave the rest of my water skin.
It's a 10 and a 7.
On a 10 and a 7, there is, you spend about half an hour to an hour looking around this well with them looking at you, but you find nothing.
I go to my backpack and see what kind of bone or something I could give her that would work. I would, how do you like this? Or maybe this? I have a dried scorpion. Would you like that? I hand it over to Dave as I see her face.
Okay, hang on.
Amazing cameo.
You saw nothing, alright? You saw shit all.
That's what we said 20 minutes ago about the fire chick.
So, Khadija, she looks at the things you're offering and goes, I guess I'll take this one. And she just takes a bone from you.
Okay. I put everything else away. And then I show her how to hold it. And tell her in Primordial the words. And the incantation that I use for create water. And I walk her through every little bit of it. Without actually casting it. So I say it and I have her repeat it, then we say the next part, then she repeats, and then at some point we say the whole thing together.
As much as Khadija tries, there is no way that she can,
Create water?
do this. She tries and tries, but she just can't get her hands on it. At one point, though, her hands do shoot a firebolt into the air.
Okay.
I am
Almost
sorry, Farja. I just cannot get it.
Almost casually, I reach out with my fire magic and transform the fireball into a phoenix rising up with control flame. I can shape the fire into something else. It's okay.
As you
Maybe-
do that, she reaches out her hand and like just reaches towards your hair, and part of your hair just transfers to her hand, and she just looks at it so strangely.
Oh, try to braid my hair, I say and hold my head over. Try to give it form.
I will burn
Like
my
this.
fingers.
No, you won't. Did you burn your fingers just now?
And she does cast with ease control flame, and she can braid your hair. This scares me, Farja.
You don't need to be afraid.
We should get back to the hold.
If it is your dearest wish, we can keep it silent, even though I advise against it. But if you truly do not wish to tell them, I can try to teach you in private, although I don't relish lying to the Hold Mistress.
You may do as you wish. My fate is almost certainly going to be written. What happens will happen. Come, let us go. And she turns and just starts marching towards back the way you came. In fact, she breaks out into a jog.
Was the elemental there at all while we were hanging out, doing spells?
It was, yeah.
I'd like to think that Dave spent the time like trying to figure out how to talk to it.
So it responds to you very much like a cat. It's very intelligent, but it can't communicate with you. So when you do something it doesn't like, it'd just slap at you with its like watery hands. And when you did something that it didn't mind, it would either ignore you or make a sort of low sort of noise.
Dave is definitely making progress. This is how you learn a language. You just keep going and pointing until you figure out what means what.
After that noise, I think we should call it Chewy.
Bit of a wash, though. I don't know.
Okay, Dave will definitely wave goodbye and follow wherever the party is going next. Much happier now that she's been cooled down by sitting her butt on cold, wet sand.
Well, technically, we found a well.
Still, it was a bit of a wash.
I guess we passed the trial then that she was talking about.
We'll find out when we get back.
Listen, Kalik, I know you and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Just for the duration of the time that we're here, just in this fake place, let's just give them the illusion that you and I get on. And then we can hash it out once we leave.
I don't condone what you're doing. You know as well as I do you are no Triton. You are no
Of course I do.
chosen one.
Well,
These people, and now this young girl, is your responsibility. Now, you decided that you wanted to seem like a chosen one. Now you will have to act like it. With
yeah.
that, I will not say anything against you. But when the time comes and they find out, I won't stop them.
Thanks, I think.
I hope you learn what it means. And he just heads off.
Okay.
And walks away.
So the journey back to the hold is as uneventful as the journey to the hold. From the hold, sorry. You guys can return. Khadija is ahead of you.
This was your plan, Lucian. What are you going to say to them?
Yes, what are we going to say?
Well, we could hide the fact that she is now. He's gonna try and appease Deforgia, blessed by the desert. Or we could use this to our advantage.
How so?
Okay, we're all in agreement. None of us made her do that. None of us gave her abilities.
No, I didn't. No
But
one
they
ever did that in my
They
presence.
seem to believe things. And if we make them believe that we imbued her with magic, they may see this as a type of blessing.
But that would be a lie. It was not us who gave it to her, it was the desert.
It is the desert who did it, but we could take recognition for it.
I
Think
think
of
that,
it helping us in the long run.
I think the desert did it because we went to that magical well with the creature living inside, and it was just the right moment in the right place.
Well, that is definitely what happened, but I'm saying we could use it to our advantage.
You are already the chosen one. What more advantage do you need?
Back home, when people believe something, and when you sort of point it out to them that they're full of shit, they quickly turn on you.
I think you think about as far as the shadow that is drawn by the midday sun. What if they demand you to return, to take that blessing back? And none of us will be able to do that. It has now
What if they-
manifested.
What if they demand me to do something like, I don't know, create water?
I can do that for you,
Yes, you can. I can't.
but I am your champion. You declared it to be so.
Yes. Listen, full disclosure, I don't know why I'm the chosen one. Okay? I need to be honest with you, Falja. I'm a tiefling. I'm not a Triton.
I know.
So when they find that out, what the hell are they gonna do?
Well, no one said that the chosen one would be a Triton, right? But you are blue-skinned.
I suppose.
She said that the prophecy did not specify what the chosen one would look like.
Scrad, didn't they say that it would be a Triton, though? Like, they didn't say if it would be old or young, but it was a Triton, right?
They said it'd be sent from the Triton in the sky. The
Okay.
assumption is that it would be a Triton.
Okay.
I mean, don't you think that it is interesting that you were brought to their hold and by stepping over that threshold were transported to this watery place that you told us about and found that sword? And you're the only one who can safely hold it? Even if you do not
I-
believe in anything I say.
I was in a cave, and I got my eyes shot at by goblins, and I was teleported to a tower. That's where I met these two. I'm not from the desert. I'm not even from the place I was before this.
But the prophecy says that someone comes from somewhere far away, so it would only be... If you were from the desert, you would not be chosen.
I don't believe the person that wrote the prophecy. Who the hell wrote this prophecy? It would have been someone in there to give them hope.
I think you are here, and you are not being killed by goblins in a cave. You are in a strange and magical land, and have done interesting things so far. Why not let things go? Let it proceed. Don't fight.
You want
Yes.
me to embrace it?
I want you to follow your destiny.
Kellex
spirit
laugh
sets
at
you on.
that.
And I look at Kelleg and I say, and you are here as well, and you, Dave.
Yes, because we
think
were sent
you
here by
are.
an old wizard in his hut. This place that you call home is not a real place. It is a construct.
What do you mean, not a real place? I have lived here for many, many days, countless days. The sun goes up and it sets. People are born and people die. How can this not be a real place?
It is magical construct made by an old man who is more interested in keeping his enemies in here than to deal with them. He sent us here because this is his closet. This is a pantry to him, this desert. And he wanted us to kill the assassins so that he could clean out. He didn't want to just shut the cupboard down. He likes it.
But
This is all a game. If you want to live in your delusion of prophecies and desert mothers and assassins and phoenixes, so be it. But
Dave, on the word phoenixes, is gonna headbutt Kellic as hard as she can in the leg. She's been thinking all the while they've been arguing, and she has a theory, but also she's really mad at Kellic. So she's gonna headbutt him as hard as she can.
what?
have a care how you speak about my mother.
I had a vision of a phoenix over the desert. And she'll take Forja's hand and she'll look at Hajija and she'll put their hands together. She thinks that the phoenix that Forja saw is Hajija. And that's where the magic has come from.
Oh.
And she'll look between Kellic and Lucian and Forja and say, "You are my first friends."
I admit that the Hold Mistress told me about some form of wizard, some Theophilus, and that he was the one who stole the water. That does not mean that this place is not real. It only means that maybe there would have been more water here, and they would not scramble for every drop. And you don't seem to like that person who sent you here very much. I say stick to the assassins. They have a prophecy that will defeat that infidel, or whatever they call them, and you might get revenge for being sent in this horrible construct.
Falja, I don't want to be rude, but what
Then
Kellic
don't be
says-
it.
Then what Kellic says is the truth. Your entire world fits in his cupboard.
It is written, "There are assassins afoot. Be free and be among us." The high ground is good. Dave is like trying really hard to like get everyone to chill out. We can figure this out. Everyone is right in their own way. And basically, she just keeps going with the string of cut up things that have been said to her, said around her. And it's probably the longest thing she's ever said.
I don't wish to fight. You all can have your own way of looking at this. That does not mean that I will change how I look at all of this.
I want you to change. It's just when this all comes to an end, this world may not exist.
What do you not exist?
I'll be going back to my home, which will be a real home, because it's not a construct. This
I
world,
stamp my foot and say, my home is a real home.
I know it's a real home to you. My world was built by gods, but it seems your world may have been built by something else. And
Yes.
in the end, you may need to make a choice.
There are portals leading elsewhere. Just because you stepped into a cupboard, whatever that might be, does not mean that there is no desert. Do you think that something that small and insignificant could have given birth to me? Just like that. There is magic here, and it is old magic. And I go down and reach for the sand and let it run through my fingers. This world is much older than it looks. I don't believe it for 1 second that one wizard created this.
I'm not gonna feed into this anymore. You lot can deal with this magic and these prophecies if you want. But I'm going to place my trust in something I can hold on to. I'm gonna hold on to the axe and just it's like this at least I can control. And he's gonna trudge over to the pyramid.
Dave, I won't ask you to speak, just a simple yes or no head nod. Do you believe that this world is real?
I give Dave a hug and kiss her beak.
Look, maybe I'm wrong. I mean,
Would not be the first time.
no, it wouldn't.
My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger.
Yeah, maybe we should head back.
Listen, let's just see it like this. You are my first friends, and I will help you. And maybe that means that you go back to that cupboard. And maybe on your way to that weird place, you will will make the prophecy come true.
You never know. I just hope that in the end we all live. Chosen one, water, fire, whatever.
Does it bother you when I call you that?
I'm not a chosen one. I don't care what anybody says. I have a sword that's gold and that I'm able to hold.
You're the only
That doesn't make me special. That doesn't make me any less better than anyone in that temple. I'm not trained. I could
They
die.
don't call you the better one, they call you the chosen one. Have you ever thought about that? Chosen does not mean better. It means just better fit for whatever task is set before you.
Yeah. I guess I guess we've had our talk. I just wanted you to know that we have plans and we want to get back home.
Well,
On the roof.
On the roof.
Dave's gonna look around for Hadija, who has just heard us say a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, by the way, Hadija, don't repeat a single thing.
Khadija went ahead. She went ahead.
Oh, good.
She had jogged ahead earlier and went inside the inside the temple. Are you guys heading in now? As you head in, they're already laying out the feast for dinner, and Ileana is fussing around a disgruntled-looking Khadija. Kellic, you marched off as well. What do you do when you get inside?
I'm going to ask where the orc lad is.
One of the nearby assassins will say, he is in the kitchen helping out. We all pull our own weight here, from the top to the bottom. You can help him if you wish.
I'll nod and head over to the kitchen. And I'm gonna, as soon as I find him, I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder. He's gonna give a small nod. It's like, I don't know if you can understand me, but here to help. What are you working on?
Wash dishes.
Do you miss home?
Home?
Other orcs?
No.
And Kellic's gonna get a little bit sad at that. He's gonna pat the kid on the shoulder. So, well, that makes one of us. Shall I tell you a story while we clean?
He looks at you quizzically. He doesn't understand.
He's gonna smile and just take up a bowl and start to wash it. It's like, where I come from, it's a place of snow and ice, water that is frozen, massive herd beasts and howling jackals the size of horses. And he's gonna talk about his herd and his family and what they do as he talks to the kid, just kind of half trying to like entertain the kid and half trying to like just vent outwardly. So
Okay. And whilst you do this, we'll pan across to everyone else who will arrive at the temple.
As we get to the temple, what sort of time is it?
It's getting to evening time. The sun's beginning to set. It's been a full day hiking to and from the well.
As we approach the building, Dave is looking up to the top of the temple because it's getting to that time of day. And she's gonna split from the party and scramble up the outside. She's really hoping they haven't filled in the hole that leads to the bed.
Could I maybe do you want to do a stealth versus perception challenge on this? I'm looking at
she's
Forge
not hiding
Revolution. I mean,
yeah. If I
Dave-
saw her climb up there, I would stop her. After last night's debacle.
I mean, Dave does Dave. I've come to know this.
so you go to try and stop Dave. How does this play out, you guys?
I rolled a 7 on my perception.
She
Alright,
wasn't
I'll roll
hiding it.
Yeah,
Oh, she was not hiding it.
Mm.
Okay. When I see her look up there, I say, please don't. I don't think I can take much more drama today. Let's find something more, not that high, maybe to jump down for you, like the dune.
The high ground is always good.
Yeah, but not that high, please, my friend.
I like you.
I like you too. You could climb on my shoulder and jump from there. No?
Up on the roof.
Hmm.
Why don't we go inside? It's been a long day.
Dave is gonna scramble. She's gonna go for it. She has a featherful spell slot, and she knows she can do this safely. She just needs Portia to let her go.
Okay.
Are you letting her go, or?
Yeah. I look after her with this very worried expression on my face.
Okay. So you guys will head into the main chamber.
I say to Lucian as we pass through the door, having friends is very exhausting. I never felt so exhausted in my life.
Yeah, give it 5 minutes.
Will it
You're
get
gonna be
better?
really... No, it's gonna get worse.
Khadija is looking at the pair of you as you walk in. It's the look of someone standing in court waiting to be judged. Like the scales are right there in front of her eyes. She's got almost a blank expression as she looks at the pair of you.
Okay, make it 2 minutes.
Farja, welcome back. Elenia approaches you.
Fuck.
Tell me,
Thank you.
Khadija will give me no details about your journey to the well. Was it successful?
We found the well that she dreamt about. And the well, there is a spirit of water living in it.
Oh no,
We-
did you drive the creature away?
We had an encounter with it, but it was peaceful. And I showed Hadisha one of my abilities, one of the blessings the desert bestowed on me. Would you like to witness that blessing? We would have to step outside for a moment. And I need oiled tarp and lots of pots and
And-
buckets.
Khadija chimes in. This will change everything, Roof Mistress. And Liana nods and takes this situation quite gravely and allows you to lead her outside.
And I wait for them to spread out the oiled cloth and put on all the pots and I don't know, pans and everything.
They follow
And-
your directions.
Mhm.
Yeah, they follow your directions.
And I say, don't be alarmed. It is all good. And I once again raise the Fulgurite staff and start chanting and in primordial. And rain starts to fall. It's a soft drizzle filling up pans and pots. It's 10 gallons of water filling up all the pans and everything.
And as you do this, there's mixed reactions from the assassins that are watching. Some start in amazement. Others step back looking skeptical. Ileana maintains a pan expression saying, "This does indeed change everything."
I say
And-
to her,
A single tear runs down Khadija's face.
there you told me about yin and yang, right?
Yes.
And this is my nature. And I pull again away my hood so they can see my hair, and I ignite my hands. This is only part of my true nature. This is the other. And when we tried to talk to the creature, to the spirit in the well, and because I could not speak its language, I decided to appease it with its natural element. And we had a quite peaceful encounter. And Aditya said that this would be important to you.
Oh. We assassins are not to kill. The creatures that guard the water, we are to... You must become part of the clan, Faja. We need this ability. For years and years, we have struggled, becoming harder and tougher, shaped by the desert. And all of this time, we pushed you away. You who can create water as though it is nothing. As though it is nothing.
I can only do the limit amount of times a day, but yes, I can. It is the blessing of my mother.
Come, today, emotions are running high. Clan, assassins, tonight let us feast and think on what we have seen. Tomorrow, we shall hold council.
You should think about your stance when it comes to magic.
Indeed. Indeed. And with
Because-
that, we are going to pan up to Dave on the roof. Dave, you stand in front of the hole leading down to the bed. I see you've rolled a 3.
Yeah, that was the wild magic check.
Okay.
Because she's doing a level 1 spell when she starts to fall.
Okay.
So Dave closes her eyes for a while and kind of thinks back on the day. And then she realizes it's really hot and windy on the roof. And she teeters over to the edge and looks down into the hole in the middle of the hold that had been made by a falling tiefling from the sky. And just thinking about home, she's just gonna jump. Just her little feet go up. And gravity takes her for a little while until with a sigh, as the wave of her wings doesn't work, she casts her normal feather fall on herself and glides down to the bed in the middle of the hold. She looks up, gives a nod at the ceiling, at the sky, and hops off the bed. She can see the room really hasn't been fixed. They're going to be in trouble for that eventually. But she better go and find Borgia and Lucian and Kellic and make sure everything else is alright.
You'll head back to them just as they're getting ready for dinner. We'll pan across to Kellic, who is regaling this orc boy with tales of his hometown. We need to talk, Kellic. First you try to kill me. Then you get me to brand you. And then you try to kiss me. I do not understand you, and you confuse me. And that is where we're going to wrap up tonight's session.
Perfect cliffhanger.
God damn it!
Killed him.
So,
Can't
why
do this anymore.
don't we go round in the opposite way round that we went to begin with? Guys in chat, hang on. Stay in chat because we're going to do a raid at the end of this. So stay in, keep that viewer count up so we can give someone a nice healthy raid and make someone's day. As we go round, let's start off with Charlie, Frost from Fire, as you went last time. How did you find today's session, Charlie?
I had the most fun, and I appreciate that the romance between Kellic and Ahmed is matching the prophecy, where it creates things and it condemns things and destroys things. So I appreciate that. I love always the the discussion between the characters about the right and wrongs of what we're doing and the realities of what we're doing. Because it's really quite complicated. And half the time we don't really know. But yeah, I really enjoyed our little adventure into the desert. I appreciate that no one threw up any bugs today. But you know, there's always next week. I probably shouldn't have said anything. So thank you all for the great game. Thank you to chat for hanging out and supporting Dave and Borgia and Lucian and Kellic. We need that support. So yeah, thanks, Greg.
Thank you. I'm glad you
can
enjoyed.
find me on Twitter, and
There
I
we go.
do lots of D&D. But I always forget. I do lots of D&D. Tomorrow, though, I am doing Warhammer because it's Warhammer Wednesday, and I am gonna try and slay some nasty beastmen with the help of Alice, Scrat's wonderful, wonderful wife,
And head mistress of the academy.
and headmistress of the Scraticus Academy. Speaking of, I'm also coming up on the 7th, but I think Scrat is going to talk about that later. So
I shall do, yes.
follow me on Twitter. I tweet what I'm doing, and you can always come and find me and come and hang out.
Thank you so much. And next up then, Chorus.
Kellic cannot catch a break. It's just one thing after another. But I think my favorite part of this was probably the whole tattoo scene, and then just the whole rejection thing, which is like, oh no, it's not how this was supposed to go down. After all the egging on, just like, no, get away from me. That was great, and plus I like that the nurse is now some sort of sorcerer, which will be interesting to see how that plays out. But I like the tension there is between the group, trying to, like, one side is all prophecies and chosen ones, and the other half is like, there's no chosen ones. This is just a plainer construct by an old coot in a house. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the team deals with that. So I can't wait to see what we do next week. But you can find me on twitter.com/KorosRPG, as well as Twitter, well, at twitch.tv/Koros RPG. I like to talk about RPGs and D&D and fantasy. And this Saturday, which is, I believe it is the 30th, I'm going to be having my one-on-one one-shots called Firelight. And this week, Slade Crit Dice is actually the guest, and he's gonna be playing an assassin of the Raven Queen, and so we will see what his 10th level assassin can do against undead forces that insult his mistress.
I thought he was playing a druid. And with that, actually, I'm really looking forward to that. Are you on YouTube? Is the session that we did on YouTube yet?
No, I have not done YouTube yet. I'm thinking about putting it on YouTube. I just need to figure out if that's something that the people would enjoy to see from me or not.
Well,
but
if you do it, I'll signal boost it. Just there it is.
that's a good point.
So next up, we have Slade, or Crit Dice Gaming, or in this show, Lucian.
Yeah, I don't like druids. But anyway, today's session was fun. I really enjoyed just the super before the tension, and I'm finally just liking Lucian starting to slightly embrace that maybe he is a chosen one. And I mean, just because you're a chosen one doesn't mean that you're the best. And it was cool to finally realize that in character, which is cool. So yeah, you can find me on Twitch, Crit Dice Gaming, variety streamer, all things D&D, all things games. Also on Twitter at Crit Dice, where you can see me yelling at drive-through windows and random stuff like that. I'll be on in literally in an hour. If you want to come and see me, that's where I'll be. But yeah, thank you so much for the game, and what could possibly go wrong next?
Tee. And last but most certainly not least, Tahina or Folja in this stream.
I once again had so much fun. I love the scenes with Ahmed and Kelek, and I think Ahmed should read the chat. That was supposed to go down very, very differently. But
Don't
maybe
you know
next
about
time.
playing hard to get Tahina? Come on.
Maybe next time. It was a good cliffhanger. I really loved the whole exchange of the group with their different worldviews that were clashing and how they interpreted the things. And I love that Dave, true to form, tried to jump off the roof again.
Every day.
Every day. So yeah, that was amazing. And I really loved the setting. So it's very interesting. And I'm very interested to see how it will play out in the end. What version will be true, or if everything will be true. So who knows? You can find me on Twitter at Tahina_Andale. And when I'm not playing here, I play over at Fumbles and Fame. This Saturday, it's the last of the month, and it's our last Women in Gaming all-female cast one-shot, the Stera Nasty Sisters. I am the dungeon master there, and it's my homebrew setting. And Charlie will be one of the sisters. And we are going to go, depending on what the players plan, but I hope they're going to discover the catacombs underneath the Citadel of Light. But who knows? Maybe they go to the casino and spend all their hard-earned money.
That reminds me of slightly of one of the Kiana one-shots where apparently we were supposed to play Sleeping Beauty, but instead we just did something completely different. And that leads to me. Now, I have things to show and tell and all that sort of stuff, but I'll try and get through it reasonably quickly. My favourite part of the show was 100% the half an hour to an hour where I said absolutely nothing while you guys interacted and roleplayed together. It was amazing. So thank you all for that. I love the tension in the group. I love the way you're all interacting. It's spot on. Now, these are my social links. We've just gone through a massive overhaul in the Discord to make it more like an academy, more like a school. There are now headmistresses, professors, graduates, scholars, students, and notice boards and staff rooms and all sorts of things. Yeah, check that out. It's a great place where you can come. It's a safe place to learn about D&D or other TTRPGs if you want to, or you can just come and chat about what you've seen here. There's character creation, rules, aid and support for people who are new to streaming or new to DMing or anything the rest of it. It's a great place to be. If you guys want to get in a game, not quite like this one because this one's a campaign, but if you want to get into a one-shot where I make something up and we go for a 3-hour crazy romp through some, crazy scenario, pop me a follow on Twitter and send me a DM and I will get you in a game. It's as easy as that. I've got a little red book here somewhere. Oh my god, I've lost my diary. I've got a little red book here somewhere where I keep all of the dates and I will get you in a game. And YouTube is up to date. I am literally just about to go and upload yesterday's episode, the finale of A Necromancer's Wish, which Alice took us through yesterday. It was very emotional. There were tears at the end. It was great. Now, that is the end of that. So on Mondays from now on, Alice is going to be doing some one-shots for the next few weeks. And I believe on the 16th, we're going to start at the later date of, I think it's 8 p.m. EST. Let me double check that. But I think we're going to start the later date of 8 p.m. EST. We're going to start a City of Mists campaign. Featuring Toolscore, featuring Kiena, featuring Zippy Zippo, featuring myself as the DM, Grant Ellis, and one more.
Wow, this cast though.
I know,
That's
I know.
crazy.
And the other thing is as well, I know that the other cast member is another huge one, and I can't remember who it is, but it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Alice! Alice! It's Alice!
You are not getting any tea.
I am telling your wife.
Oh, yeah, damn. Love you, baby. I love you. Whoops.
You said it was a huge person.
I did.
That is probably the biggest one that you could have forgotten.
Yeah, that is the biggest person that I could have forgotten. Press F inspect. Love you, baby. On Tuesdays, we are doing this until late September. On Wednesdays, we're doing Kiana's One Shot Wonders. Tomorrow is the finale of the One Shots in Barovia, running unfortunately at the same time as Warhammer Wednesday, but still well worth a watch. Like I say, I put them on YouTube, so if you can't tune in live, you can always tune in later on. And also patrons, I'll upload the Patreon now. Patrons, there is some extra content if you want to watch before tomorrow's episode. Any patron of $1 upwards can see a little private session that me and Kiana had one-to-one, where we did some backstory for the main character who's been the constant character through the stream, and it gets emotional. It gets really emotional. Yeah, and you get to see a little bit of the interplay between me and Kiana when we're not on camera. We're not always dicks to each other, you know? It's cool. Where was I? Thursday. We are Thursday. This week I am not on Encounter Roleplay. Usually I'm on Encounter Roleplay playing the Larkspur sequence, but this week I am down in London for the Maze Arcana European Tour, where I will be at the Secret Lock and Loading Bar from 6 p.m. and I will see any of you who can be there. Friday, I'm doing a one-shot, and then the weekend I've got off. On the 7th, we've got the Academy coming up. We've got a 24-hour Academy. Charlie's in it. Charlie's playing a DM in it. There's also lots of people. Lots of people are in it. The DMs are... It's an amazing lineup. It's somewhere in the thing. Anyway. Merch! I don't know. Someone posted merch. Was it me? Merch. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's your birthday on Friday as well. I knew that. We're giving away currently notebooks, sketchbooks, and T-shirts with the Academy logo on. So if you guys like them, go and grab some. Also, there's a competition on the page. It's on my pinned tweet. So if you want to win some of that stuff, go and enter. It's free. We are going to go ahead and we are going to go and raid. Hang on a minute, let's just check that they are still online. Looks that way. We're going to go and raid Cyborg Pizza, or Anna, as she is also known. We're not going to listen to the advert, despite it playing. I'm really glad that actually turned off this time as well, actually, because recently I've had that bug where you mute the advert and it just keeps on playing. I don't know if anyone else has had that, but it's annoying as hell. So thank you all for this great stream. I've had a whale of a time. Players, thank you guys. That roleplay in the middle there was amazing. Yeah, I've talked myself out. See you next time in the desert, guys. Remember to keep evoking emotions. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.